Alright, well, welcome to my channel, ADHD&motors. This is going to kind of be a walkthrough of everything we've got going on. Sorry for goofy camera angle. I need to get a new GoPro mount. I am tall, very tall, and don't fit in vehicles, even a Benz. First up on the table that we're going to be playing around with is my 1985 Porsche 944. Now, there's something a little bit special about this car, and that makes it super unique and different from what most people see on a 1985 Porsche. After that, we're also going to be doing some work on this. Up first is going to be a X-pipe. We are going to go ahead and remove the 3 center resonators. I'm going to keep them. That way, in case I want to go back to stock and nice and quiet, just like this, I can. I do weld. I weld all the time for work. With everything going on, I end up I don't really have a lift that I can use and do this quick enough to get my car back onto the road. And I tend to do a lot of while I'm here work, so it makes it a little bit interesting, a little hard to take down my daily driver. We also have a 2008 Suzuki Hayabusa. I'm not really sure if we're going to do much to it. I love my bike right where it's at. We might do another exhaust and get it retuned for the exhaust. Maybe end up doing some kind of intake with velocity stacks and everything else, but haven't quite yet decided. Alongside that, we have a 2000 Ninja ZX7R. This bike is kind of special to me. It came with me from a bad time in my life, and I ended up building up the bike to what I wanted it to be. I let a buddy paint it. It looks great. It's his own style, his own scheme. I wanted to give him a chance to build up his company and get to wherever he wanted to be. And this was one of his showpieces that he first tried airbrushing on. It came out great. So if you guys like horror movies and whatnot, that bike is amazing. This is a 2012 Mercedes CLS 550 AMG. This is going to be my all-year car. It'll be out during the snow. It'll be out during the summer. This is my daily and my baby. Plans for this is probably just going to be a nice little exhaust, ECU tune, and potentially a transmission tune. Now, I am going to be using one specific company for this car alone. I don't think I'm going to use anyone else. It is going to be a small business. As I put on parts from their company, I will be linking them in the description. But this is the rundown of what is going to be ADHD&motors. I tend to ramble a lot and overcomplicate things. But there's a reason why it says ADHD&motors. Might throw in some video games. I'm a huge speed demon, bass head, so we'll probably be doing some sound stuff and everything else that goes along with that. And just generally modifying cars to be very tasteful in what I want out of my vehicles. Now, if anybody's got any suggestions or something that I did wrong, by all means, I am not licensed. I am not trying to tell you guys how to do things, what to do, the proper steps. I will be following some books for torque specs and everything else on my motors. I just picked up a motor. Parts of it are off at the machine shop now. and it is going to go into the 85 Porsche. Should be pretty exciting. Should be losing some weight off of the front end of the car and making it a lot faster than what it already is. Now, there's certain goals that I want to meet, but I am not going for, 1,000 horsepower. That chassis will not handle 1,000 horsepower, but I'm probably going to end up overbuilding the motor to handle 1,000 horsepower, even though I'm not going to run 1,000 horsepower. Please understand, every vehicle has its limits, whether that be on the chassis, the trans, the diff, the clutch, the engine, and just the overall structure of the vehicle. Some vehicles can only handle about 600 horsepower. That's kind of where the 944 is capped out. Now, I don't want to get all the way up to that number. I don't want to hit 600, so I'm doing a very mild NA build. Should be capable of about 450 to 500 at the crank, so I should see right around 400 at the tire, depending on how I want to do things. Now, if I get a little bit over 400 at the tire, awesome. I'll always take more power, but that also means that I can't beat on the vehicle as much due to the transmission and the diff. They don't like anything rough. It is not a drag car, it is a racetrack car. I will try to drag race it a little bit, but no promises at how good it's going to end up being. But for now, thank you for tuning in to ADHD and Motors.